VanCam. This is VanCam you waited for. Seriously, Steve? When I said surprise me for me dinner, a pack of chewing gum is a surprise. It's a shit. That's not going to fill me up, you tit. Give it to me, baby. And all the girls say I'm pretty fly for a white guy. How are you doing, everybody? My name is Kev Ashford, and you, my friend, are very welcome to this week's edition of... Oh yes, it is VanCam. Let's get rid of that shit like I do every week, cause I've got those skills. So, Man United open up the Premier League season with a 2-1 victory over Leicester, who apparently once won the Premier League. Oh, it's right. Apparently they did win the Premier League anyway, but it was a good performance. I did kind of feel like I cursed Alexis Sanchez last week. I did say, you know, with the aerodynamic thing going on, the hair's been cut, he's going to be quicker. God, he give the ball away a lot. But we just got to put up with that. I'm sure things will come good. It was good to see Pogba get his goal and step up, take the penalty. Thought he did really well. Really impressed with Fred. Didn't know what really to expect of him. Seen bits and bats of him, but seeing him, you know, he's not the biggest of players, but he puts it about. He can pass the ball. He can basically do everything that Fellaini cannot do. Also, Luke Shaw has to get a mention. I've been banging this drum for ages. I've said, why are we playing Ashley Young when we've got potentially a world-class left-back already in the team, a young English lad? Give him a chance, for Christ's sake. Mourinho's give him that chance. He got man of the match. Thought it was a fantastic performance. Got his goal as well, which obviously turned out to be the winning goal. But great to see great to see Luke Shaw back in the team. And yeah, great performance. And it was all about the 3 points on the day. This weekend we play Brighton. What are my thoughts on that? Well, just take this into consideration. I've been doing the knowledgeable thing of looking through stats and shit, if that's how you can word it. Anyway, United are nicknamed the Red Devils. Devils, prongs, 3 prongs. You know, have a bit of that. Brighton are nicknamed the Seagulls. Who's going to win in this fight? Eh? Football is a fight. You fight until the end. Now, if you've got a devil with a prong, a 3 thingy prong, and you've got a hairy-faced, beaked bastard of a seagull, who's going to win this fight? The devil wins it every time, and that's what you lot tune in for. It's this knowledge. Told you many a times before, man. I played for the Fiddler's Green and know the game. I once scored 2 goals in 3 consecutive games, which is pretty much unheard of in non-league football. Anyway, without further ado, let me tell you lot what is coming up this week. There is only one place to start. We'll kick the show off with Fellaini Watch. Lock up your daughters. No, there's no need to. Then we will do the Big VanCam Debate. The Big VanCam Debate this week, if you've not already guessed it from the title of the video, it is Pogba versus Jose. We'll get straight into that one following the news that the relationships broke down and they're not speaking anymore. We will then do CockStroker of the Week. I'm joking. I don't know what I'm doing here, man. And we will end, as we always do, with your comments. A selection of comments from YouTube, Facebook, all that nonsense. Anyway, I hope everybody is alright. I'm in great form. Great form. Wife and kids are over in Ireland. And, yeah, having a whale of a time, of course. They'll be back tomorrow anyway. I have to go and pick them up from the airport. But anyway, let's just get straight into this now. We're going to do Fellaini Watch. The big part of the video is obviously going to be the Jose versus Pogba kind of debate. But let's have a look at what that bushy haired nipple clamp's been up to this week in a thing that we and we're a community, VanCammers. I don't know where I'm going now. Fellaini Watch. Let's go. People in. Here's the big man. Fellaini! Bushy haired teats! Hello, I'm Marwan Fellaini. course I'm not. It's Kev. I'm far better looking, man. This is Fellaini Watch. It's the part of the show where we look at what the bushy-haired tool has been at. He had a little bit of a cameo role against Leicester at Old Trafford. Puts the fear of God into me every time he comes on. I'm thinking, why do we actually bring him on? But enough of that. I'm sure you're fed up of the criticism aimed at the big man from Kev on VanCam. But a picture did roll in, and did you know that Fellaini has a brother from the same mother? And they both have the same bushy head of hair. Ah! Frightening, man. I can't believe if this makes any sense at all. His brother looks more like Fellaini than Fellaini does. It makes no sense at all. But imagine these two. Jesus Christ, man. Lock up your daughters. No, there's no need to. Because if these two pair of clowns come over, you know, hello ladies, can we buy you a drink? Sling your ick. Sling your ick. Sling your hook, dickhead. Do you know what I'm saying? What a pair of clowns. Can't believe it, man. Fellaini has got a brother. That, honestly, just things. We're just discovering new things every week on Fellaini Watch. And if you've got anything you want to send through, just do it. You know it makes sense. That's Fellaini Watch. That was Fellaini Watch. Scary, innit, man? Fellaini has got a twin brother. Anyway, without... Can I help you, mate? I don't speak French. It's not my strongest point. No, I didn't get it again, mate. Je m'appelle Kevin. J'habite Manchester. That's it. Yeah, that was Fellaini Watch. Next up, we've got the Big VanCam Debate. Make sure you get involved on this. The link in the description did say Mourinho versus Pogba, Pogba versus Mourinho. That's what it's on. Let's get to the bottom of it and make sure you cast your vote. The Big VanCam Debate! Flex the pecs! This is the Big VanCam Debate. Last week I have got the poll result. If you weren't watching for any reason, what the hell were you up to? You were probably having a top Friday night, getting up to all kinds of shenanigans, so I'm not going to hold it against you. So, last week's was on Mourinho v the Glazers. It was basically because Man United didn't sign a player on deadline day or leading up to it. I think we all know we needed a defender, we didn't get him, and I said, who's accountable? Who do you blame? Is it the players that don't want to come, so blame it on Mourinho because they don't want to play for Mourinho? Or is it the Glazers being tight-fisted arsewipes that they are? We know what they did in the past. We know exactly what they're doing to our club anyway. The thing is with the Glazers, it's like when Ferguson, Sir Alex Ferguson, the great man, was at United. We were always spoon-fed this shit line, no value in the market. We were always told that. But personally, I think Sir Alex Ferguson had his hands tied to an extent, and the Glazers certainly wouldn't stump up the cash for certain players, and that's where that line come from. But anyway, last week we've got Mourinho, we've got the Glazers. So who do we think is to blame according to the VanCam community? 88%. Oh yeah, 88%. The Glazers. Of course it was. And what's this other percentage that is blaming Mourinho? How can Mourinho be blamed? We're talking about a man who's actually stated that he's put in a list of the 5 players he wanted. You know, we've signed 3 of them, so, you know, what happened to the other 2? Why didn't we get them? We're the richest club in the world. Or are we? Because of them American owners absolutely rinsing the club, taking money out whenever they want. They should have never bought the club. Don't even get me started on it anyway. So this week's one, by the title you will know it is Pogba versus Mourinho. This week it's all come out, if you believe the press, but we're going to have to go off this for a minute. A lot of people will say there's no smoke without fire, but what do you actually believe? Do you believe there is a rift? Do you believe they're not talking? I've just watched the press conference on MUTV and Mourinho's saying that there's no problem. He said Pogba's training well and that, and he played well in his first game, which is good to hear. The last thing we want is Paul Pogba to leave United.
He's had a couple of years at United, he's finding his feet. We know what he can do. This season, I think, is a massive season for Paul Pogba. The last thing we want now is for him to go off to Barcelona. And I hold a lot of the blame with Raiola, the agent. We know what he was like when he come to United, Raiola. You know, we got him, apparently we paid, what, 30 million or something to him that went in his skyrocket, you know, so he could buy more kebabs and chips and pizzas and whatever. But who are we signing with on this one? So, what team are you on? Are you on Team Pogba or Team Mourinho? If you're on Team Mourinho, you're saying basically the opposite of everything in the argument that I'm about to say that will be to do with Pogba. So if you're Mourinho, you're basically a bit like me saying, do you know what? We pay your wages every week. We sign you for a world record fee at the time. Knuckle down and start doing what you did for France in the World Cup, what you did for Juventus in the past. You know, forget Raiola and all the shit that he's spewing. Get your head down, stop changing your hair and start playing football. If you're Team Pogba, obviously, like I say, it's all the opposite. You're saying that Mourinho has unfairly treated Pogba. You can kind of understand why he's feeling like this. But, do you know what I mean? This guy has got a big, massive contract at United. It was in the news the other week that he wanted an extra 200 grand. We all know what Paul Pogba can do. We've seen what he did at Juventus, even for France in the World Cups, and now he's back. It's about time for me that Paul Pogba starts paying it back for Man United. He starts putting in them performances, the kind of performance that we've only seen in the second half at the Etihad against Man City. We need to be seeing that. I'm not saying on a weekly basis, but we need to see some consistency, and we certainly need a certain level that Paul Pogba can get to. So what team are you in? Who's in the wrong? Who's in the right? Is it Pogba? Is it Mourinho? Cast your vote. There's an eye up here. Click on it. Nobody likes somebody that sits on the fence. It's one or the other. Do you know, this could be an electric fence, for Christ's sake. You know, you walk over and just as about to mount it, you know you're electrocuted. And nobody wants to get electrocuted. Your hair sticks on end and your skin sort of lets off smoke, apparently. I did well in science at school, I think that is true. Anyway, get voting, and that was the Big VanCam debate for this week. Is that the dab? No.
The Big VanCam Debate! Hairy eyelids! That was the Big VanCam Debate. Make sure you get involved. If you're watching this now, it takes a split second to click on the eye up here. The people say in the comment section, where's the eye, Kev? Where's up there? Just click on the bastard, yeah? And cast your vote, otherwise there's no point doing it. Calm down, calm down. Right, let's move into the next part of the show. It is named CockStroker of the Week. What is it all about, Kev? What do you mean CockStroker of the Week? I always say it's like, you know that wood seal stuff, Ron seal. You know, if you look on the tin, it actually does exactly what it says on it, and that's what CockStroker of the Week does. So let's find out who has been crowned this week's CockStroker of the Week.
CockStroker of the Week.
Sheepshaggers. This is CockStroker of the Week. This week it is just the one nomination. It goes to Lewis Spence. Because he does stroke cocks. I'm joking. I don't know what I'm doing here, man. This week there is a number one, and there's no need to do 2, 3, whatever. It is Joey Barton. Now, I know everybody's going, Kev, this guy is a grade A cockstroker, and he is. This week, he takes the top spot. He has taken over at Fleetwood Town, we do know that, whether it's a publicity stunt or what. Joey Barton, to me, I mean, it's like leaving a monkey in charge of a whole school of kids. Do you know what I mean? And all the kids are running riot. The monkey's just sat there. You know, everyone's going, he's not going to have any control, Joey Barton. You can't take him serious, the silly Scouse dickhead. But it's not for that reason. It's because Joey Barton has actually agreed with the club to let a production company do a fly-on-the-wall documentary. Now, it's not just a documentary where they'll film a few things. It's actually 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. They're going to mic him up, follow him round. So we know that Joey Barton is basically going to become some kind of puppet. He's going to turn into one of these dicks off The Only Way Is Essex, made in Chelsea. You know, he's going to dramatise things because they want to sell the rights to a broadcaster at the end of, you know, the filming and all that. But for me, Joey Barton, it's his first job in football, and as a manager, would any other manager do this? Seriously, no. Because there's certain things you need to keep in-house, you know, for team morale and all that. But Joey Barton, his first job in football as a manager, and he's agreeing to this. For me, he should have said nah. And for that reason, Joey Dickhead Barton, you are the CockStroker of the week. Stop that.
CockStroker of the week. That was CockStroker of the week. Do you agree? How could you not? Joey Barton is an absolute cockstroker, and that is him nailed for this week. Anyway, what I want to do quickly is, and I did say this, I set up the Fantasy Football League. If you're into that, get into the VanCam Premier League. It's a place to be. All the regulars are in there. And I did say that every week I'll give a quick update. I don't want to bore you too much. So here we go. Here is the top of the league table after week 1. So week 1 at the top spot is Sweet Peep, who's Keely Johnson. Number 2, Paul Johnson. I wonder if they're actually a pair together or whatever. Could be. Maybe they'll tell me or whatever. Keely's wheel. Yeah, they're definitely Keely's wheelies. Yeah, loving it. Yeah. Kevin Fiore in at number 3. God, I hate that guy. He's my absolute nemesis. My best mate. Class of 81, he's called. And Mr. Ashford is sitting in 6th place. I was rocking the top spot. A few people did get in touch and say there was a conspiracy theory out that I was at the top. But it is a marathon. It's not a sprint. That's what I would say. Bit of interest and a bit of crack we need to really look at is at the bottom after week 1. And Ridwan Abubakar, he's the main man, VanCam regular, is rocking the bottom spot on 22 points. And also worth pointing out that another nemesis of mine, David Birtwistle, rocking 35 points in 20th place. There's only 23 in the league and he's in 20th. What I will say, like I said before, remember that person who always said, whenever Kev says, like I said, it's the drinking game, having a drink. Like I said, it is a marathon, it's not a sprint. Yeah? Put the drink down for a bit. Yeah. That's the Fantasy League. The pin should come up on the screen now. Hopefully you'll still be able to enter. You're very welcome. Get involved. And like I say, there will be weekly updates on this. And now it's time to end with your comments. Big box, little box, cardboard box. This is, well, it is time for your comments. I've only picked a few out this week because I wanted to get through it quickly, and because I'm doing the Fantasy League thing and everything, I try to keep the minutes. I say this all the time, don't I? But like I said, this is a tune. Anyway, the first in the comment section is the Carrick fan, who is an absolute legend. If you don't know him on YouTube, check him out. Very entertaining, great opinions and all that, and this is no different. On the Ed Woodward, Glazer, Mourinho thing, the Carrick fans said, Ed Woodward has to go. He doesn't have a clue, in my opinion. We need a director of football, someone who understands transfers as well. I can't believe we didn't get anyone yesterday. It's a joke. It really is. Time to back the team and manager now. Very, very true. It is time to back the team and the manager. But I touch on this about Ed Woodward, and he's definitely not up to the job. I think we've had a few false dawns, you know, when he signed Di Maria. And, you know, even to an extent, I will go as far to say that Paul Pogba, I honestly don't think Mourinho wanted Pogba 100%. I don't think he is a Mourinho type of player. Saying that, we've got him and we crack on, you know, he's got to get the best out of him. That is his job, that's what he's paid for. What I mean is, at that time, I think Ed Woodward was basically searching to get a big name player because he'd fucked around so much in the transfer market. You know, so many players had turned us down, we were getting embarrassing. I think Ed Woodward got the call for Paul Pogba, said to Mourinho, I can get him. But I think it was more for Woodward so he could say, I've got a world star, I've got Paul Pogba for you. You know, all the fans that were on his back, on Woodward's back, you know, back off, I've just signed Pogba. But it was the same with Di Maria. When we signed Di Maria, we all know that he wanted to go to PSG, but because of financial fair play, they couldn't stump up the money. So United ended up with him. I think it was the absolute same with Paul Pogba, and I hope it doesn't end out that way, the same way it did with Di Maria. But at that time, Paul Pogba was being touted out to Real Madrid, Barcelona, and only last January, Pep Guardiola come out and said that Man City had been offered Pogba. So again, like I said in the Big VanCam debate, Raiola's an absolute fat twat who's basically in the game. He's not looking after the interests of Paul Pogba, but Paul Pogba, it's his fault for having Raiola as an agent. You want an agent, you know, who's looking out for you, wants your best interests at heart. Raiola hasn't. He just wants the cash, big money moves. That's all he's asked about, and he's an absolute dick, if you ask me. Great question, that Carrick fan, fair play. Stay Clint was in and said the last time we messed up a summer transfer window, we signed Fellaini. And that is very, very true, because that summer, we were told under Ed Woodward that we've been chasing Fellaini all summer, and when we signed him on transfer deadline day, it wasn't a panic buy. Of course it was a fucking panic buy. We could have got him something like 2 weeks previous for about 7 million less. When we didn't sign him at that stage, his release clause went up to, what was it, 27, 28, 29 million? God, we paid that for Fellaini. I know. Next question, Paul Michael Jarvis said Fellaini will... Everybody's commenting on Fellaini. I should have put these in Fellaini Watch. Paul Michael Jarvis said Fellaini will, I think he put with soon be captain. He means will soon be captain. Over my dead body. And the day I see that bushy-haired, useless tit running out with an armband on, you know, just imagine it, man. The Champions League music, the champion, and Fellaini stood there. A big clown. It's not happening, man. That's the stuff nightmares are made of. I've had them. Where I wake up in the morning, I'm like, whoa. Was it true? No, it wasn't. It was a nightmare. Bruce McIntosh said, you're correct as usual, Kev. We've got the team. Jose has to organise and support the boys. Again, a running theme of all United fans are just saying, do you know what? The transfer window's passed. Jose said the same thing. He's got this team of players now he needs to work with. Listen, we haven't got a bad team. You know, you can't say... It's just getting them to function. I was looking at the team the other day, you know, the amount of players in it. You've got Martial, Sanchez, Lukaku, Pogba, Matic, Herrera, Mata. You know, even at the back, Eric Bailly's great. Chris Smalling and Phil Jones, I mean, are the Chuckle brothers. And I don't mean that as a bad thing. And one thing I didn't say last week, and I mean, God rest his soul, Barry Chuckle did pass away. I did get a few tweets saying, you know, Kev, is it Kev that's passed away? No more of them lookalikes now, you know. Rest in peace, Barry Chuckle. And anyone that's my age will know exactly what the Chuckle brothers did. You know, you can't beat that comedy. You know, if I was ready to lift this couch out now with somebody, you know, and he's the same age, if it was my son or whatever, he'd be like, hey, but I'm going to say, you know, to me, to you, my son would be like, hey, it's an age thing, you know what I mean? It's Chuckle brothers. Rest in peace, honestly. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Viking Red said, Kev, could you have filled the centre-back role? I could have. Honestly, I reckon I'd do a better job than Smalling and Jones both put together, even if you played them two in the same position, if that's even right. He said, if Jose called... Oh, yeah, if he called... Hey, listen, if he wants to ring my mobile, it's, you know, it's all... It's filming now, actually, but it's there. If he wants to ring me up, I'm available to go and smash up some seagulls at the weekend. He said, just been thinking which was our best team. Is it 68, 99 or 08 team? What do you think, Kev? Plus Lee Grant had a good tour. 68, I like to go off teams that have seen 68. I've only go off footage. I was blessed enough to see the full 99 season and the 08 season. 99 United obviously won the treble. You're never going to beat that. If at any time you were ready to think about stop supporting United, that would have been the pinnacle, because it'll never be matched. It'll never be matched. The 08 team, yeah, they won the double. They won the Champions League and the Premier League. I was in Moscow for the Champions League final. For me, I don't know what you think, but the 08 team was the best squad of players that I've ever witnessed. You had Ronaldo, you know, Owen Hargreaves, Scholes, we had Gary Neville, Vidic, Ferdinand, Evra. It was an unbelievable team. You had Ryan Giggs in it. Oh, absolute shitter. Bring back them days. God, what's that, 10 years ago? Hairy Barbag said, no value in the market, United. There we go. What was I saying earlier on? I did actually quote that reference. That the great man used to use, there's no value in the market. Yeah, they're probably not, but if you want the player, you pay the fee, and that's modern day football when goalkeepers are going for 584 million or whatever it is that Liverpool paid for a goalkeeper. Listen, that is the end. There's no hard hat, so I'm going to have to, don't know what I'm going to do here. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that shit, and I do appreciate everyone that watches. I appreciate everyone that comments. Please, can you appreciate that it takes me an absolute long time now to get through them, because we're talking about hundreds of comments a video, but make sure you leave one. I will get back to you, even if I just reply as a winky face or a crying emoji or just a yes or a no or maybe. I don't know. Just do it anyway, yeah, because it is great. And I love every single one of you. I think the wine's just kicked in now and I'm getting all emotional. Anyway, it's the Seagulls at the weekend. Like I said earlier, the devil will have the prong out. What's happened to the telly? Let's come back on. The devil will have the prong out. It's going to attack the Seagull. And United, I think, are going to win. So for United at the weekend, come on!